Course Review and Career Roadmap. Congratulations on completing the Docker Intermediate course. You have learned both fundamental and production-level Docker concepts. Docker is one of the most important technologies in modern software delivery. This lesson reviews everything covered throughout the course. Your Docker journey. Throughout this course you learned containers, images, Docker files, volumes, networks, Docker Compose, security, monitoring, production concepts, Kubernetes fundamentals, why Docker matters, Docker solves, it works on my machine, benefits, consistency, portability, reliability, scalability. Docker standardizes software deployment. Module 1 Review. Docker Fundamentals. Topics covered. Introduction to Docker. Containerization. Deployment challenges. Containers versus virtual machines. Docker architecture. Module 2 Review. Images and containers. Topics covered. Docker images. Running containers. Pulling images. Container lifecycle. Container management. Key concept. Images create containers. Module 3 Review. Building custom images. Topics covered. Docker files. Build process. Image layers. Image optimization. Docker files create reproducible environments. Module 4 Review. Storage and networking. Topics covered. Volumes. Bind mounts. Networks. Service communication. Containers require storage and connectivity. Module 5 Review. Docker Compose. Topics covered. Multi-container applications. Compose files. Environment variables. Service management. Compose simplifies application deployment. Module 6 Review. Production operations. Topics covered. Security. Monitoring. Logging. Resource limits. Troubleshooting. Production environments require operational excellence. Advanced Topics Review. Topics covered. DevOps. CI/CD. Kubernetes. Production deployment strategies. Docker is part of a larger ecosystem. Most important Docker commands. Image commands. Docker pull. Docker images. Docker build. Docker RMI. Essential container commands. Docker run. Docker PS. Docker stop. Docker start. Docker restart. Docker RM. Used daily by Docker professionals. Troubleshooting commands. Docker logs. Docker inspect. Docker exec. Docker stats. Critical for diagnosing issues. Docker compose commands. Docker compose up. Docker compose down. Docker compose PS. Docker compose logs. Essential for multi-container applications. Core Docker concepts. Every professional should understand. Images. Containers. Docker files. Volumes. Networks. Compose. Security. Interview Question 1. Question. What is Docker? Answer. Docker is a containerization platform that packages applications and dependencies into portable containers. Interview Question 2. Question. What is the difference between an image and a container? Answer. Image equals template. Container equals running instance. Interview Question 3. Question. What problem does Docker solve? Answer. Docker solves environment consistency and deployment problems. Interview Question 4. Question. What is the difference between containers and virtual machines? Answer. Virtual machines include full operating systems. Containers share the host operating system kernel. Interview question 5. Question. What is a Docker file? Answer. A Docker file contains instructions used to build Docker images. Interview question 6. Question. What are Docker volumes? Answer. Volumes provide persistent storage that survives container recreation. Interview question 7. Question. What is Docker Compose? Answer. Docker Compose defines and manages multi-container applications. Interview question 8. Question. Why should secrets not be stored inside images? Answer. Images can be shared and distributed, creating security risks. Interview question 9. Question. What command is commonly used for troubleshooting? Answer. Docker logs. Logs often reveal application errors and startup failures. Interview question 10. Question. What is Kubernetes? Answer. Kubernetes is a container orchestration platform used to manage containers at scale. Common beginner mistakes. Using latest tags everywhere. Storing secrets in images. Running containers as root. Ignoring monitoring. Skipping backups. Missing health checks. Docker best practices review. Always. Use official images. Pin versions. Protect secrets. Monitor applications. Use volumes. Apply resource limits. Document configurations. Building a portfolio. Project ideas. Personal website. Blog platform. REST API. Docker Compose application. CI/CD demonstration project. Practical projects strengthen skills. Learning path after Docker. Docker. Docker Compose. Linux. CI/CD. Kubernetes. Cloud platforms. DevOps engineering. Cloud platforms to explore. Popular platforms. AWS. Azure. Google Cloud. Docker is widely used across all major cloud providers. Career opportunities. Docker skills support roles such as software engineer, DevOps engineer, cloud engineer, platform engineer, site reliability engineer. Technology principles. Technologies change. Tools evolve. Best practices improve. Core principles remain. Key principles. Automation. Reliability. Portability. Scalability. Skills you have acquired. Docker fundamentals. Images and containers. Docker files. Volumes. Networking. Docker Compose. Security. Monitoring. Troubleshooting. Production concepts. Kubernetes fundamentals. Why Docker remains important. Docker provides consistent deployments, faster development, easier scaling, improved reliability. Docker remains a foundational cloud-native technology. Final interview question. Question. Why has Docker become such an important technology in modern software development? Answer. Docker improves consistency, portability, scalability, and deployment efficiency through lightweight containers. Course completion. Congratulations! You have successfully completed Docker Intermediate course. Continue. Building projects. Practicing Docker. Learning Kubernetes. Exploring cloud technologies. Hands-on experience is the key to mastery. Thank you. Thank you for participating in this course. Keep learning. Keep building. Keep experimenting. Your Docker and cloud-native journey has only just begun.